is Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there with the title screen, but hey, I just wanted to check in with everybody. Obviously, some big news today. I mean, I'd love to sit here and focus on the Detroit Lions beating the Dallas Cowboys 47-9. Sorry, it was silent for like 20 minutes. And the second I hit record, stuff started getting slammed. But yeah, the Lions obviously giant win today, 47-9 in Dallas. But let's be real, everything Aidan Hutchinson, it was a nasty looking injury. Anybody who saw it, I hope you don't have to see it again. It's nasty, but just talking, it's the strangest locker room environment I've been around in my 5 or 6 years on the beat here. Obviously, they win by 38 points and score on 9 straight possessions and just embarrass the Cowboys on Jerry Jones' birthday. But Hutchinson staying overnight at a local hospital. He's going to have surgery on his broken leg. And yeah, it's just a brutal injury because he was playing like one of the NFL's top defensive players, if not the top defensive player, with the way he was creating pressures and sacks on the season. But yeah, he's going to be down for a long time. That's a nasty injury, and that's a brutal blow to a defense that's already without Marcus Davenport. Kyle Pecco left today's game, saw him in a sling after the locker room too. But yeah, just a strange environment in the locker room after the game, as you would imagine. It was almost like guys were like 5-minute interviews. The first like 2.5 minutes, they're pumped and they're talking about things, and then they start talking about something else, and it's like, oh yeah, Hutch. So obviously that's something to watch. But yeah, Dan Campbell after the game said Hutchinson will be staying in the area, local hospital. He's going to have surgery before coming. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if he's having it before he's coming home, but he is staying at a local hospital overnight tonight. So we will await word there. But just to get that out of the way, asked Aleem McNeil after the game, do the Lions have enough? He says they think they have enough. Obviously, it's a strange deal with James Houston right now, a healthy scratch today. I'm curious to see if he gets another try. I know Lions Twitter was going nuts over Max Crosby pushing his coach out in Vegas today. And I don't know. I have a hard time seeing that happen, but I do feel like the Lions need to do something. I do feel like they do need to bring in a pass rusher, whether that's trade or whatever. It's tough. That's what Taylor Decker pretty much said, the comment I highlighted right there after the game. Taylor Decker, St. Brown, Penei Sewell said it too. I tried to talk to as many guys as I could in the locker room after the game, and it was just like, we're worried about Hutch, the human, right now. We know the football player is going to come back better than ever. You don't have to worry about the football player, Aidan Hutchinson, because you know who he is and what he's about. But yeah, it was just like I said, just a strange locker room. You win by 38 on the road over a team that you haven't beaten a long time, and especially after how last year's game ended. And then I swear to you guys, I know I already said it, but it was like the 90-second mark of like every interview in that locker room ended with, oh yeah, Hutch. And it was like, yeah, it was a heavy scene, to be honest with you. I mean, it was just strange. So I don't know. It's tough. Levi O is back. Josh Pascal had a couple big plays today, but there are thinning pieces on the defensive line, and losing Aidan Hutchinson is about as big as losses you can have in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. Let's focus on a little positivity. Brian Branch. Yeah, mentioned this. Hutchinson is staying overnight, local hospital. So we will see what happens there. We'll be back in Allen Park tomorrow. Dan Campbell will talk. We'll see what the updates are there, but he is staying overnight, local hospital. But I do want to talk about the game just a little bit because the Lions are 4-1. They just beat the Dallas Cowboys 47-9. They scored on 9 straight possessions. They scored 40 points in back-to-back games for the first time since 1962. They unloaded the offensive clip on the Cowboys, kept them out of the end zone, and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph continue to play like the best safety duo in the NFL. Branch, 2 interceptions, 1 in the end zone, forced a fumble late. Kirby Joseph, his 4th interception in 5 games. All 4 of those interceptions have come in the end zone. So that's what you like right there. The 47-9 win, keeping the Cowboys out of the end zone, and really just... But yeah, it's impossible not to look forward and just think about the pass rush and what they need to do, what they have here. Isaac Ukwu made his NFL debut today. James Houston's a healthy scratch, so I'm really curious to see maybe James Houston gets another chance to be a pass rusher. I would at least try that before giving up too many things. But we'll see, guys. Just an amazing performance from on both sides of the ball. To be honest with you, just very impressed that the defense was able to keep the Cowboys out of the end zone in that game, hold them to a field goal after the Hutchinson injury, and Brian Branch said it best. He takes pride in the fact they cleared this stadium with 15 minutes left in this game. He said Coach Saban taught him to take pride in clearing an opponent's stadium, and that's something that he is walking home with feeling really good about, and he should, because he is playing lights out football right now, and he does feel like he is the tone setter for this defense, and he is putting it on his shoulders to kind of be that guy moving forward with Hutchinson out. But I will say this positive note about the defensive line is that Aleem McNeil looks like Aleem McNeil going against Zach Martin today, one of the best to ever do it as an offensive guard. McNeil looked good. That's back-to-back weeks with a sack. He's getting after it, and he kind of felt lost after the game. He said when Hutchinson went down, it was just lost. It's last year it was those two to collide when McNeil sprained his knee in New Orleans, and this year they collide again, and it's just he said, I mean, he didn't even lie. He's just like, I was blank there for a minute, and it was hard to go play. I mean, you're worried about Hutchinson, the human. So yeah, it's strange, such a somber tone to this Facebook Live after the game. It's a strange deal, but Hutchinson is the way he was playing and what he means to this team, being such a young guy, a captain, a true guy that these guys rally around. That's tough, but I've said it on our Dungeon of Doom podcast, and I'll say it a million times again. As long as you have Dan Campbell here, you're going to be all right. He's going to be able to rally those troops. He's going to be able to get the most out of those guys. And they got a pretty darn good general manager calling the shots in Brad Holmes. So I am curious to see what they do there. As I said a couple minutes ago, wouldn't be the worst idea to maybe let James Houston be a pass rusher again and see if you can get a little spark out of him. But we will see. Yeah, that's I'm just gonna leave it at that. Great game. Perfect. Nearly as close to perfect of a game as you can play on offense and defense. But here we are talking about the Hutchinson injury and just what's to come for the Lions. But thank you guys. I know it's a slightly later back home. I'm gonna get back to writing, but yeah, mlive.com/Lions. We got you guys covered. Dungeon of Doom podcast will be recorded here momentarily, but we got some stuff to get through, and thank you guys for joining. And yeah, just we'll see what happens. We'll keep you all updated.